Yeah. What's going on? Got your boy Quan John, Miss Portia Mystique. Say what up, what up?
Hey.
Yeah. We got motivational motives where we talk to Black inspirational people like us en route to prosperity. You know what I mean? Because we on a up and up. Yo, we gonna talk about a very interesting topic. It's called the difference between the needs and wants of life. What is your needs and what is your wants, and the disparity between the two? What do I absolutely need, or what do I just want out of life? And how people get that contradicting sometimes, contradicted sometimes. All right. How you feeling out there in the motherland, first and foremost?
I mean, it feels good, besides the fact that it's Harmattan, which is the dry season. So the
Right.
air is very dry and there's dust everywhere because we
Mm.
don't the my apartment is not near a paved road. And so we have like all this dust in the air. So it's, my husband sneezing all the time. It's in America, we don't have anything equivalent to Harmattan. We really don't. But it's something to get used to. Like it makes my skin dries out really fast. Like it's crazy.
So you would you not say that the pollen season isn't comparable to that?
No, because it's not like there's pollen or out, in the air. It's not really allergies. It's just the dust. There's so much dust from the road, from the unpaved roads. It gets kicked up because Harmonton is very dry, but it's also windy. So all of this dust just comes up, floats in the air.
Let's talk about the needs and wants of life, and let's see how because I think a lot of people don't understand what's necessary and what's not. You know what I'm saying? We put a lot of importance on unnecessary things in life. Can you agree with that?
I do.
For
I
real.
do agree with that. I do. I feel like we have our priorities are shifted and not in a good way. I feel like we prioritize improperly. So we say we want something. I'm sorry, we say we need something when in actuality we just want it. But we've become so dependent on it that it feels like a need. So
And
I
I
mean,
I totally I agree.
eh, the thing about it though is I should say it's life threatening. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we get so dependent on certain things and that we claim that it's a need. Oh, I have to have this in order to survive. In actuality, it's like, no, you don't have to have it. You could survive without it if you were doing what you were supposed to do.
That's
Then
right.
you just want it. But because we're so dependent on those things, it becomes a matter of necessity to us because then we can't live without it. But it's our own fault. It's not really a need. We made it a need, but it didn't start that way.
Very, very good point. That's a I mean, that's probably going to probably be one of the most imperative points of the podcast today, because you're right. We depict what's necessity in life. As I, facetiously said before, to the crackhead, the crack pipe is a necessity. They need that to get high. Am I right?
It's true.
The alcoholic needs that, right? The alcoholic needs the liquor store to be open. You understand? Is that really a need? No, of course not. But to them, the picture, the painted picture of their life that they have depicted to everyone, like, yo, I'm a drunk and I need liquor. But in actuality, they don't. So I think that's why I even had the epiphany of having this podcast, so people could put their lives in its proper perspective. That's a lot of P's, but it's okay.
Yes.
You understand? Put your life in proper perspective. You know what I
Right.
mean? Me, for instance, if I had to think about Quan John, what do you absolutely need? I'm gonna keep it simple for you. I need to breathe and get up in the morning. This is what I need to do. You understand? Why I need to do that? Because I need to be here for my family. You understand? These are needs, straight up and down. I need for my kids to be healthy. I need it. You know what I'm saying? It makes me, it makes my life better if my kids are healthy. I need for my wife to be happy, because if she's not happy, I am unhappy. Every husband can attest to that. When your wife is unhappy, yo, yo, it's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Okay.
You know the phrase,
When your wife
happy
is
wife
unhappy,
is a happy life.
exactly, and that's a true statement. So now hold up. Now I need to breathe, need the help of my children, and I need my wife to be happy. Yeah, and the basics: food, water, and shelter. But this is what I'm saying. If I have those three first things: breath, the happiness of my children, and I know the health of my children, and the happiness of my wife, it makes those other necessities very attainable. Okay. Think about what I just said. If I'm breathing and my kids are healthy and my wife is happy, me getting food and me getting water and me providing shelter, it's easy because I don't have the worries on my. If my kids aren't healthy, I'm worrying and I'm really not thinking about other things. Okay. If my wife isn't happy, I'm unhappy too, and it makes life stressful. You know what I mean? But if all those things are in place, food, water, and shelter is in place. So in actuality portion that I think about, those are my only needs, man. Now, don't get me wrong, on a day-to-day basis, I probably make it seem like other things are a necessity to me. But we talking about in actuality, what's a necessity to you? You know what I'm
There's a
saying?
difference between importance and necessity. So
Right.
just because you deem something important doesn't make it a necessity. It's just important to you.
Good point. Good point.
But I do think that needs and wants all boils down to perspective. Like we could say, oh, okay, that's not necessarily a need, but like you said, somebody else will find it a need. So even if we try to define it, even if we try to, understand it, we can only understand it from our own perspectives.
Right.
So I don't think we could finalize needs and wants. Like we can't wrap it up in a pretty bow and say this is what a need is and this is what a want is. We can't do that because it's perspective.
Right. And like you said earlier, it's at your discretion. However, but that can be very, very dangerous though.
It can.
If your needs are in a dangerous space, you're paving the way for unhappiness. You're paving the way for economic failure. You're paving the way for probably not want to be alive. Let's be real. Because I can say, you know what? I can sit up here and say to you, Portia, you know what? Yo, I need to get $1 million in my account by tomorrow. And if I don't, something gonna happen. That's you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, attaining $1 million in this day and time, it's an attainable goal, straight up and down. But tomorrow, is it attainable by tomorrow? No. And some people put their needs in this bubble. Like I got to get this by this time. See, what about when people say, that question, by the time I'm 25 or by the time I'm 30 or by the time I'm 35, all that's BS. You should never pigeonhole your success and your objective. You know what I'm saying? When I speak to my students, I try to persuade them from being that type of rigid thinker. Don't, like I said, I've said it before. It's like you're putting yourself on a societal scale. Because that's not the number that you have in your head. That's the number that society has told you that you should have this specific thing by this time. So I put you like this. If it's like that, if you can wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get it, is it really a necessity? Right? Did you hear what I said?
I think it depends on your perspective.
Like,
let's go back to the example you gave. Let's say you said, I need $1 million in my account tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
What if you need $1 million in your account tomorrow because you own like a loan shark money and he's gonna kill you if you don't put it in there? As far as I'm concerned, you need it.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, okay, here's another one. Now,
no, I like that. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. That was funny.
What are you doing?
You're right. You need it.
You do. I mean, because
But before sure, hold on. Real before, hold that thought that you got in your head, because I just want to play devil's advocate real quick. But
okay.
why did I need to borrow that $1 million from him in the first place? Probably just to get something I wanted, though. Right?
It's true. Yes,
Go
but
ahead,
that's
though.
not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about a statement or an idea of being a need or a want. What led to that need is irrelevant at the moment, right?
It's really not. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. No, I think it's totally relevant, because if my want led to my need, that means I could be putting myself in harm's way, like getting killed tomorrow by this dude that I gotta pay the money back to. I wanted this $1 million so I can do something, whatever it was.
Right.
And I knew I couldn't pay it back. I know I couldn't. But now it's a necessity for me to pay it back. And now this could cost me my life. So that want is very relevant.
Okay, you're right. I give it to you.
That want is very relevant. Honestly. If I didn't have that want initially, I would never be in this predicament right now. That's why it's if you have to be very intentional about what you verbalize as your need and as your want. Right. You understand? Of course, I want a lot of things. But do I need them, man?
Do you need it? Yeah. Here's another one. Here's another one. Now this one is a little, I think a little controversial, because it just depends on your perspective. But welfare. We're talking food stamps, WIC, welfare, right? So for a lot of us, we deem that as a need, right? We need it. We need it to survive.
Right.
I don't think so. I think welfare is a want. And I know that sounds crazy because people don't want to be on welfare. You know, it's an achievement to get off of welfare.
Right.
But from my perspective, from my experience, so many people have become so dependent on welfare that to me, for them, it's no longer a need. You can say what you want. Oh, I can't wait till I make enough money to get off welfare. You're going to make enough money. You're going to get off of welfare. You're going to be like, damn, I wish I had those food stamps. Even though I'm making however much I'm making, you still want those food stamps so you can go, get free food. It's a want. For a lot of people, sure, it is a need. But I do think for a majority of us, whether we want to accept it or not, it's a want.
You know what? This is how to put it, a bipartisan issue right here. I say that because on one hand, I do agree, because I know people that have been on welfare literally for like 45, 50 years. You understand? Do that sound crazy to you?
No, because I have family members who have been on welfare their whole lives.
For 40 years. But now, me and my wife actually just had this discussion the other day, and it's really not pertaining to welfare, but it sort of is. Okay. If a person makes $1 over this threshold, $1, they no longer qualify. But that person is still poor in life's terms. Think about that, what I just said. If a person makes $1, let's say they make, because, I think the poverty level is like, if you make, in America, if you make 25, 28,000, you are considered impoverished, okay? Right. Okay. Let's just say that. That means anything under that, you would still be able to get some type of benefits. Now, if you make that 29,000, you no longer get those benefits, but you are still poor, especially in New York.
Right.
What do you say about that? Like, damn. What do you like? Now it's like why? Like, now they make
I do say it's still a matter of perspective. I know for a lot of people, it is a need. It is a matter of survival. I think need and wants boils down to if you require it in order to survive, it's a need.
Right.
If you can take it away and you still survive, then it's a want. And that's why I mentioned welfare, because for a lot of people, it is a need. If you take away welfare, some people will struggle to survive.
Right.
I'm just saying, I know that there are people who claim to want to get off welfare and say that they need welfare, but they don't really. That it's a want. And this is like, don't think like, I'm not on a high horse or nothing like that. I was on welfare. You know what I mean? And I was feeling like when I reached that point where I was no longer eligible for welfare, I was like, oh, that means I can't get food stamps. You know what I mean? Like, and so for me, I had to really change my thinking. Like, you don't want it. Stop depending on that. You don't need welfare. It's good not to need it. But I was still like, oh man, I don't get food stamps like that. Or I mean, I'm not in the States right now, but if I were to get pregnant, I was in the States, the first thing I'm gonna think is WIC. You know what I mean? Because my mom had WIC. And so I grew up thinking, oh, I can't wait. When I have my baby, I'm gonna go to the WIC office and I'm gonna get free milk and free Cheerios and free Kicks and free apple juice. Like, you know, stuff like that. But it's like,
which all of that's probably bad for your kid anyway, but anyway.
Right. Well, not milk.
I mean, yo, I tell you like this. Well, I'm just speaking from my perspective because my wife, she's from another country, and our babies didn't drink no regular milk when they were babies. They were breastfed for like 3 years.
Okay, no, I was talking about the whole gallon of milk. You know, they give you whole milk.
Oh yeah, but
yeah. I'm talking about,
you know, it's controversy around that milk too. Remember, we had the young lady on there, on Latasha Brewster, and she was like, that nut milk is basically the best thing for us. You know what I mean? From a wellness perspective, but that's another issue.
Right. Okay. Yes. So yeah, technically still not good. But I'm just saying, like, I remember being a teenager thinking, oh man, when I get pregnant, I'm gonna be on WIC, as if that was a good thing. Like, I was excited to be on WIC one day. And it's like, no.
That was a need.
That is still welfare. Call it what you want. It's because you're not making enough money.
Right. What alleviates that? That's what I'm saying. What alleviates that need of WIC? Money.
Money.
Which is a need.
It is a need, but
money's a need.
We're not talking about money.
I mean, money's a need.
It is a need, but WIC is not.
You're right. But you need this to not. You need this to not need that, though.
Yes. Listen.
Right?
Yes.
Well,
it's still a matter of perspective and your mindset. So, like, I can say for me, it was a want, not a need, because in my head I thought it was a need. But if I really look at myself and look at the things I'm doing and the things I'm saying, and I realize, oh no, welfare is a want, not a need. Because if you take it away, I'm a hustle. Take away that welfare and I'm gonna work, because I don't have another option, because you took welfare away.
But hold up, I got to play devil's advocate again. Sorry. So you say if you take, now we're looking at you if you just had the newborn baby, right? That's what we're saying?
Yes. Or you're pregnant, because you get WIC even when you're pregnant, before you give birth.
You know what? Let's say the newborn baby, because let's say the baby here. Okay. You take WIC away. Now you said you're going to go out here and hustle. You're going to be hustling 2 times as hard. You want to know why? Because now you still need a babysitter.
That's true.
Which costs money. Children should be taught the economics at a younger age, first and foremost. So they can, because money is not the issue. It's keeping money. It's keeping money. Attaining money, that's really not the issue. It's keeping the money. You know what I'm saying? It's saving the money. It's investing the money. It's seeing the money grow and build. I think that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? So if the money wasn't really a need, then we wouldn't have to be talking about this. That's what I said. It kind of like when you talk about your needs, it doesn't start there. It starts, why do I need this? It starts why? Like I said before, why did I need that $1 million to get from that man? Oh, because I wanted to get a Ferrari and a house. That's why I need this now, and that's why he gonna kill me. Get out of here. That's crazy. It doesn't start with what you need now. It starts, why do I need this? Straight up and down. If you want to know if there's a need, if the need is necessary, ask yourself why. First, before you even deem it to be a need, say, why is it a need?
Or like
I told you, my needs have.
Or like we said, if need is a matter of survival, just take it away. Just picture yourself taking it away. If you can survive without it, then it's not a need.